figured it out. Skadoosh.
Over the recent years, I've started to notice studios will give the audience an actually interesting character, fill them with maximum aura, disturbed/interesting backstory, tons of lore, make an actually well fleshed out character. And then just straight brutalize them in the final battle, or just have them die in the most plot-driven way imaginable. We're gonna work our way down the line, starting with Gerald Robotnik. Robotnik's story was disheartening. He and Shadow had lost his daughter Maria in an explosion caused by a group of agents trying to recover Shadow from them. It was this tragedy that caused him and Shadow to resent the world. The movie makes him out to be a man that won't get past the last step of grief. Acceptance. Watching the movie for the first time, it was kind of hard to understand if they wanted me to take Gerald serious or laugh at him. See, with Eggman, they didn't really give him a sad backstory. He was just evil to be evil. But they compacted so much lore into Robotnik and Shadow. This...
Oh, right. You did.
This is not how you kill your villain. It was funny, it served its purpose as a joke, but why give him so much serious background just to kill him like that? Tai Lung got the same treatment. I understand it was to show Poe's more relaxed fighting style over Tai Lung's more serious one, but come on, did we really have to let him go out this bad? Why make characters awesome just to bully them? And we have to talk about the end of Disney dance parties. What goes on at Disney and DreamWorks headquarters that make them go, "We just made our cast watch the villain be brutally shredded into bits as he screams in agony for mercy to the God above."
You should throw a beach party.
Now that we're all done talking about the silliest deaths, let's talk about the dumbest death. Everybody knew I'm starting with Red Rush. This has to be the most poorly written death in all of animation history. For you to understand how dumb this death is, I have to show you one scene.
Interest? Olga, please. You can't see things how I do. My perception is just as fast as I am. The briefest conversation with anyone seems like hours to me. It's agony.
If you couldn't understand, I'll explain it to you. Red Rush perceives things at the same speed he moves. Meaning for Red Rush, everything is happening in slow motion. Look at this scene. He watches Omni-Man slowly try to punch the Immortal. He is able to slowly see Omni-Man do a move and react just in time to prevent that move from connecting. So how did Omni-Man catch him? For a death like this to happen, Red Rush would have had to slowly watch Omni-Man move his hand up and grab him and do nothing about it. And I know a lot of people are like, Omni-Man tricked him, he turned his head around to bait him. But that still should not affect Red Rush's perception. But don't worry, Red Rush isn't the only Guardian who forgot how to use their superpower. Because Green Ghost just literally lets him punch right through her. The hero that's literally capable of making herself intangible? Yeah. We're gonna move on to Marvel now because Marvel has a lot of these. Starting off with one I know every Marvel fan hated. Quicksilver's death was the most forced death in Marvel. Just like Red Rush, they show how Quicksilver perceives things in slow motion. He caught a bullet mid-fire, grabbed the gun, disarmed the holder, and unloaded the gun, putting all the bullets in order on a desk in a matter of a second. Now look at this scene where he slowly watches a bullet rise from the ground. These are two instances of Quicksilver clearly being faster than bullets. Here, he is seen saving multiple people from a moving vehicle before it reaches them. So can someone explain to me why he didn't just move Clint and the child out the way? Why were his first thoughts, I'm gonna stand in front of gunfire so that I get shot and these two idiots live?
You didn't see that coming.
Now we're going to talk about a death that made everybody roll their eyes. The Illuminati, led by the smartest man in the universe, Reed Richards, confront Wanda mid-rampage during Multiverse of Madness. The smartest man in the world then says this.
Wanda, Black Bolt could destroy you with one whisper from his mouth.
Why would you tell her that? So she does exactly what you expect her to do and disposes of him quickly. And then Reed, for some reason, after seeing Black Bolt get destroyed without her even touching him, goes in for an attack so she eviscerates him as well. And these two just stood there like NPCs and watched it all happen. Bro, I love Reed Richards, but there's nothing fantastic about this guy. All I feel is despair. The next one we're talking about isn't a death, but it might as well have been because we never see the Hulk again. So Thanos has destroyed New Asgard in search of the Space Stone, and Loki is about to give it up in exchange for Thor's life. In a last-ditch effort, Loki summons the Hulk to fight Thanos. Now, Hulk was putting in some hits, they were a little sloppy, but he was landing some heavy hitters. But for some reason, the writers decided they don't like the Hulk in this movie, because Thanos grabs both of the Hulk's hands and uses his own physical strength to remove them. Let's stop right there. Do you guys remember in the Infinity War trailer where Captain America pulled this move? You mean to tell me that Captain America can hold Thanos' hand in place, but Hulk can't hold him down? Are you saying right now that Captain America's physical strength is somehow greater than the Hulk's? I'm gonna let this scene slide because maybe I'm missing something, but something seems fishy. So Thanos relinquishes himself from the Hulk's grasp and starts giving him the business. And it's not a light beating either. No, I wouldn't want to come out either. I've said this in a video before, but I'm gonna say it again because it's a different video. Endgame did not need to happen. You're telling me it took them 5 years to realize they can just pull the stones out the gauntlet? On your screen right now are 3 separate times they could have pulled that off. Light Yagami's death is a very iffy topic. It's very hard to explain how Light lost, so the easiest way to put it is he lost due to the mistake of someone else, not himself. There was a bunch of fake death note swapping, someone got kidnapped, all I remember doing is screaming, "Kill me or kill him, what are you doing?" His partner Mikami had Shinigami eyes, all you had to do was show him a picture of Nier. Kill him! William Afton's springlock failure was kinda dumb, not really. I mean, from the looks of the room that he was in, he didn't really have anywhere else to go. But if you were being chased by ghosts in an empty room with a wood chipper, would you jump in the wood chipper? The movie doesn't make the scene any more cinematic. Why would you put the helmet on while the bottom half of the suit is spring locking you? Wouldn't the smarter plan be to leave the helmet off and try to remove the suit? They completely ruined Charlie Emily's death. In the movie, Charlie notices this kid getting dragged into the back room by this mysterious rabbit man. And she goes around asking all these adults for help, and it's like they don't even care that a child is going missing. It could be your kid, your friend's kid, your kid's best friend. What is going on with the adults in this movie? She goes on her own rescue mission and saves the kid, and then we get this scene. Let's take a second to dissect this real quick. William Afton was able to catch up to this girl and stab her 6 different times. Rather than pulling her and the unconscious child back in, he lets them walk out onto the stage. Why? You own this pizzeria. Why would you let her go out on stage and tarnish your restaurant's name like that? Why not just pull both the kids back in, kill them both, and hide them in the back rooms until the party's over? Not only that, every adult here watched her corpse fall into a hole, rise back up in the puppet's arms, and none of them screamed or hollered, called for help or anything. The crowd is full of NPCs. And then the movie calls it how do you accidentally do this? I'm gonna count the death of the toy animatronics just because of how funny it was. This should not have happened. In the games, the puppet is the reason the kids are given life and able to live within the animatronics to begin with. Why would they fight against the puppet? In fact, this whole movie shouldn't have even happened. They shouldn't be able to leave the restaurant to begin with. Mordecai's reason for killing Rigby was dumb. There is no way we're killing our best friend for flirting with the girl that doesn't even like him. And people are like, oh, he pushed Mordecai too. Rigby has time and time again shown that he is physically weaker than Mordecai. You can't justify this. This is literally just murder. This is a dumb reason to kill somebody. Bro, whoever came up with Duolingo's death needs to be thrown in Duolingo Studios dungeon. Why kill your mascot and then bring him back to life? They put out this long paragraph on Twitter explaining the lore behind the bird's death. All of that money they put into marketing and the Duolingo anime, and I still can't speak French. Genuinely a bad idea. I'm gonna talk about each of Puss in Boots' death. Each frivolous end. Because Death was right, he low-key wasted some of these. He was ran over by bulls while picking up chicks in Pamplona, got mauled by a pack of dogs after winning a gambling game, literally walked off a tower to prove he could land on his feet, told his spotter he didn't need a spotter because he's Puss in Boots and then died, shot himself out a cannon, ate shellfish knowing he's allergic to shellfish, but once he figured out it was shellfish, he kept eating. Apparently Puss in Boots just can't bait? I'm gonna let the bell slide because there's no way he could have prevented this, but 7 of these deaths didn't even need to happen. Death himself literally had to confront you to tell you how stupid your deaths were. There's no way the Indominus Rex should have escaped and killed as many people as it did. If all you had to do was check the tracker to see if the dinosaur was still inside the cage, why not do that first? And then what is this hiding spot? I'm convinced they sent all these soldiers out here to die. They armed them with weapons to subdue, not kill the dinosaur. And literally forgot to give them crucial information about the dinosaur this thing can camouflage. So now all these men are getting mauled by a dinosaur just because someone at headquarters forgot to give a mission debrief on what this thing can do. This is the dumbest death in Friday the 13th history. Julius is being hunted by Jason. The logical plan for something like this would be run out in public, run to the nearest police station, find an occupied building full of people. Guess which option Julian chooses?
These are combos, keep the feet light. This is it.
Julian is about to try and run hands with Jason Voorhees.
He got his ass out in the air.
These punches had to have been doing -1 damage each time he hit Jason because Jason one-shot him. Now that this clearly one-sided fight is over, I think that's all the evidence I really have for today. I will be making a cord soon, so be prepared for that.